Oh, there's a nice calico bass right there. Today we're at Catalina Island aboard the GailForce. Here's the calico bass that just got caught. It's our first calico bass of the day. And I got a fish going here. We're in a pretty wide open bonita bite. Here comes my fish, little bonita. But we got all kinds of fishing going on right now, a lot of fishing activity. Calico bass, bonita, there's mackerel, other fish mixed in too. That's what we'll be doing today, fishing here at the island, looking for more bonita, some bigger calico bass, and a lot of action. I'm Dan Hernandez and I live to fish. That's a nice vermilion right there. Yeah, this is what fishing's like. I have been fishing along the Pacific coast my entire life. Let me bring you in the action and share with you some great fishing tips along the way.
Nice little bonita here.
Just got bit on a live anchovy. See what I got here? Mackerel or bonita? Oh, it's a bonita. There it comes. A little bonita. Got a line tangled with me. There's a bonita right there. See all those teeth right there? That's why they're predators. They like to chase down those anchovies. These aren't very big. Limit on these are 5. And if they're over 24 inches, you can get another 5, but these are definitely under 24 inches. All right, pretty cool. All right. See if we can get a few more fish. We're gonna keep fishing out here for a little bit longer. We almost have limits for everybody. They're 5 fish limit. Once we get limits on everybody, we're gonna work our way around, get closer to the beach, and fish right along the Cal so we can get us some calico bass, maybe sheephead. You never know what to expect.
All right. Male sheep's head. Pretty nice. Whoa! Double mackerel. Look at that. Man, good thing I didn't have 3 hooks.
There, you got a fish going here. It's pretty wide open on these bonita. The limit's 5 per person, so it's not going to take us long to get a limit of these. And what's happening right now, we have really small live bait, so I'm using a very small thin wire hook. That's what I have here. And I got a circle hook on here, so that way in case there's some barracuda mixed in, I don't have to worry about cutting my line. But this is a bonita. This is the bottom end of the tuna family, so really we could say we're tuna fishing right now because this is a member of the tuna family. All right, let's take a little break from the action here aboard the GailForce, go to the tackle box and give you a look at the gear we're using for today's trip. Today in the tackle box, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing today at Catalina Island. We're using live baits and we're targeting some of these surface fish like bonita, calico bass, looking for a barracuda, hopefully we'll find one. But because we're using small baits and we're going after these fish with really sharp teeth like the bonita and the barracuda, I think it's really important that you use a circle hook. Now today I'm using a really thin wire circle hook because we're using really small baits. And this is the difference between a large circle hook and a thin wire. If you use the big circle hook on a little bait, you're just going to drown it. It's not going to look natural and you won't catch any fish. With this thin wire hook, even though it looks really small, it works out really good with the smaller baits. It's going to swim more natural, look attractive to those game fish that are going to come up and eat it. Again, another thing I like about circle hooks is not only for the teethy fish or creatures like barracuda and bonita, I also like them for calico bass because now with the new size limits that they have to be 14 inches, you're going to catch lots of shorts. And because of that, you can use the circle hook, hook them in the corner of the jaw, release them, and you're never going to hurt them. That's another advantage to using circle hooks. So situations like this, I really recommend you use a circle hook. And with the small baits, I really recommend that you use a thin wire circle hook. You can go visit your local tackle store. Lots of different brands, lots of people, different manufacturers make these hooks. Go pick out one that you like, and I'm sure you'll be really successful with it. Well, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Oh, look, mini one. Hey, bud.
Nice little bonita.
Another one?
Magic metal.
Omar!
Of the dead calico hanging on it, the dead juvenile calico.
You know why they call it a tree fish, don't you?
They smell like trees.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Good job.
Hi, my name is Mike Shaw. Welcome to the Cabrillo Marine Aquarium. Here at the aquarium, I'm standing in front of our kelp tank, which is an aquarium that shows you the kind of fish you find in a kelp forest right here off Southern California. One of the fish that everybody really identifies with is called a kelp bass or a calico bass. I think one of the reasons people like it is because it's beautiful. It blends in with the environment so readily. Calico bass, kelp bass are very common in our local kelp forests. They really are kind of an iconic kelp forest inhabitant.
So Skipper just made a move. We're fishing over at the east end by the quarry. We got all those bonitas pretty wide open there. Well, it was wide open. We got limits for it. So we're working our way now toward the west. The isthmus is around that point over there. So we're working our way that way. And right up here on this cliff, we got some bald eagles. So sometimes when we're really lucky, the bald eagles will fly over and come down and pick some of the bait that we have in the water. So we're hoping that's going to happen. We're going to stay here for a few minutes and see if they fly over us. But it's one of the little treats you get from coming to Catalina is you get those bald eagles from time to time. There's several bald eagles on the front side of the island here. There's even more on the back side, but we can see 2 bald eagles right here. And we're going to start chumming a little bit heavier and see if they'll come down and pick some of our bait. Jason just got this fish on a magic metal jig, salmon grouper, and I got something come up here too. I got 2 little bucktails on. I don't know what I got, but it feels pretty good. We're fishing outside now in the rockfish area, trying to just finish off the sacks for everybody to go with their limits of bonita. Let's see what I got here. Feels pretty nice. There it is, there's color. I got 2 fish. Oh yeah, 2 nice ones. There we go. So let me see if I can put your rod inside the hand. There you go. There's 1. There's 2. 2 nice fish on the bucktails. Just like that, just beautiful fish. Just using a bucktail with a strip of squid. I really like using bucktails when you're rock fishing. That way if your bait comes off, the bucktail will flutter in the water and you'll still be able to catch fish.
Good job, buddy.
Got a live anchovy out there fly lining. Just got picked up. Let's see what I got here. Looks like a calico bass. So we got really small bait today, so I'm using a really small thin wire hook. And this is a circle hook right here. Little small wire hook. Little small fish, way too short. Go ahead and release them. Well, let's take a little break from the action here at Catalina and go to the galley and show you how to cook up one of the delicious fish we're catching today here aboard the GailForce. This week in the galley, we're back at Eat Street in Anaheim, California. Standing next to me is Kate, and she's a professional chef. She's been kind enough to help us out today, and she's going to do a fish dish for us. Thanks for having us back.
Thank you for coming back. It's not only a fish dish, we're doing both. So the first thing we're going to do is take rockfish. You're gonna cut them into kind of 1-inch pieces. So 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, and then rotate everything around and do one inch again. So we've cut the fish into pieces, maybe 1 inch, 2 inch, we're good to go. The next thing we're going to do is boil water over here, and we're gonna do rice noodles. Your rockfish needs to go into the pot. So, Dan,
yes,
put all the rockfish into the pot. That's your job.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna put the noodles into the pot as well. You need 2 tablespoons coconut milk. Take this guy into the pot.
Okay.
I'm gonna make you do it, Dan.
All right. 1, 2. And this is coconut milk.
Yes. Anytime you add the liquid that makes it all braised, this is actually a braising dish. You're going to do either 2 cups fish stock, vegetable stock, it doesn't matter, but anytime, what does matter is that you go 8 ounces is 1 cup. So if we need 2 cups, we're going to 16 ounces. Ready?
It's a fish
1
sauce?
tablespoon into the pot.
I never heard of fish sauce.
You're gonna take a segment, smash it like crazy. Then you're gonna peel off the outsides. So that's the easy part. You're gonna peel off the outsides, and then you're gonna go Assuming you're right-handed, you're gonna anchor with your left hand and go chop, 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 chop. Do it again. Mint. Mint, you just take off the leaf part. So literally all the stems are kind of purple. You're just gonna take off the leaf part.
So, Kate, what's next?
We are gonna take the faux, we're gonna take the most hardy part. So
Okay.
I'm gonna make you do this. You're gonna put all the healthy parts into the bowl and then add a little bit of liquid. So go for it, it's all you.
Yeah, it all looks healthy.
Yes, go, go, go.
That is so good. And it's not just a dish. I mean, it's a whole soup dish too and everything.
I call it she fi fo fo, but yeah, it's very easy peasy. Put everything into the pot, add your fish, you're good to go.
And again, you can do this with not only rockfish, but if you had halibut, white sea bass, any other sort of white fish.
Yeah, I go with, white bass, white fish,
And that's what I like with the whitefish, it absorbs all the flavor.
Correct.
This is really good.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Kate. Thanks for
You're
helping us again.
welcome.
And that's Kate at Eat Street. Let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing. Thank you.
Yeah, we just actually got into a real nice bonita bite on the Lower East End there. Bonita haven't been around the island in over 3 years. It's very nice to see them back in the Lower East End, guys. They range between 1 and 3 pounds. There's been a few up to 5 to 8 pounds as well, but it's once again, it's very nice to see them. They've been gone for a long time. And we were fortunate enough to get into a very full speed bite. Everybody on the boat ended up with limits to do there.
There's color. Got one rockfish. Looks like a starry eye or one nice rockfish right there on that bucktail. Nice quality fish. Steam this guy up, he'll taste delicious. All right, we'll take a little break and see if we can get another one. Larger bonito. There's a nice bonita. Here's that bonita I just caught. Caught him on a live anchovy. He's trying to catch a calico, and he caught a bonita here. And that's what's neat about fishing these kelp areas. You never know if it's gonna be a calico, could be a sand bass on the edge, a halibut down there, maybe even the yellowtail or white sea bass. And today was a nice big bonita, biggest bonita of the day so far.
What number are you? 15. Good job, brother. Hey guys, we got Destin here. Got a very nice salmon grouper. He just pulled off the bottom. We're fishing about 32 fathoms just outside of Little Gibraltar here. It's your first salmon grouper?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right on. He did a very good job. Put his rod on the rail, steady wound it all the way to the boat. Follow directions. You got a nice killer little salmon grouper. Good job, brother.
Thanks a lot.
Here's a little calico bass. And Skipper just made a move. He's got, here to see that. This is a Garibaldi. This is a state fish. You can't keep this fish. But very rarely do you see a state fish caught ever by hook. And there's one right there. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and release that guy. Here's a little calico that I caught.
This guy's a giant. Monster-sized calico. Oh, right there.
See what kind of fish this is. Looks like a calico. There we go. So it's not a big calico. And not every trip you're gonna get monster fish. See that little anchovy I was using? But it's good to always practice a technique and get used to fishing correctly, and that's all we're doing. This, you know, today I'm getting the smaller calicos. Next trip it might be 6-pounders or 8-pounders, but it's all the same technique. It's just a different size hook, maybe heavier line next time, maybe bigger bait. Time of year, right now it's fall, and the water's starting to get a little bit colder, but we're still getting them on live bait. All right, let's take a little break from the action here at Catalina Island aboard the GailForce, and when we return, I'll be giving you this week's tip of the week. Did you know that an adult Garibaldi can grow up to 14 inches, 7 inches, or 21 inches long? That's right, the correct answer is 14 inches. For this week's tip of the week, I want to talk to you a little bit how we caught all this bonita today. And the big tip was to use a small hook, thin wire hook, and light line. We had lots of bonita in the water, but we only had really small pinhead baits. So you couldn't use a heavy hook, you couldn't use heavy line. You had to go with that light hook and light line so your bait could swim around. The bonita were picky, they wanted a lively bait, and that's the only way you can get a lively bait out there is to use a small hook, thin wire hook, and light line, let that bait swim. Worked out really good. Everybody on the boat today got their limit of bonita. It was just lots of fun. Well, I want to thank the crew of the GailForce for taking us out today. We had lots of fun. I'm Dan Hernandez, hoping you enjoyed this week's episode of Sport Fishing, and I hope you join us again next week as we go looking for more of the best in sport fishing.